Hola amigos, ¿qué tal? Otro día más, otra práctica más. El día de hoy vamos a practicar una entrevista completa, una simulación completa de entrevista para que lleguen bien preparados. Hoy vamos a incluir preguntas cívicas, lectura y escritura, preguntas de las Have You Ever, preguntas personales, definiciones, todo para que llegues bien preparado el día de tu entrevista. Ve a la zona de los comentarios, deja de dónde eres, de qué ciudad nos sigues. Tal vez encuentres otras personas que como tú están en el proceso y están en la misma ciudad que tú y se pueden compartir tips y consejos y experiencias y todo. También recuerda ayudarnos con un like para este video, bien importante para que se distribuya por la plataforma. Suscríbete si no lo has hecho, síguenos en nuestra cuenta de Instagram para que puedas participar en las diferentes actividades que hacemos en Instagram de la ciudadanía. La cuenta se llama Ciudadanía-ahora. Sin nada más que decir, comencemos con la práctica del día de hoy. Hi, my name is Officer Gomez and today I will be conducting your citizenship interview. Please take a seat. Can you also please raise your right hand? Do you swear and affirm that the statements you will give and provide today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. What is your full legal name? Have you used a different name? Would you like to change your name? Since when are you a permanent resident? Okay, and why do you want to become a U.S. citizen? When did you send in your application? Did you fill your information by yourself? What is your date of birth? When is your birthday? Where were you born? What is your social security number? What is your height and your weight? Okay, and how about your current address? How long have you been living at this address? Who lives at this address with you? Are you currently employed? And how do you support yourself? What do you do in your job? How long have you been working at this place? Are either of your parents U.S. citizens? Okay. What is your marriage status? What is your spouse's name? How long have you been married? How many times have you been married? Is your spouse a U.S. citizen? Do you have any children? What are your children's names? Are any of your children U.S. citizens? And what is your relationship with your children? In the last 5 years, how many times have you traveled out of the United States? And how many days in total have you been out of the United States in those trips? Okay, since you submitted your application, have you traveled again? When was your last trip out of the United States? And who traveled with you? What was the purpose of the trip? How many days was the trip for? Okay, now we're going to start the civic test. I will ask you 10 questions. You have to respond correct 6. Okay, let's begin. Who is in charge of the executive branch? Correct, the president. What is the highest court in the United States? The Supreme Court. What do we call the 10 First Amendments to the Constitution? The Bill of Rights. What are the 2 major political parties in the United States? Democratic and Republican. How old do citizens have to be to vote for president? "18 and older." What movement tried to end racial discrimination? The Civil Rights Movement. What is the capital of the United States? Washington, D.C. Who lived in America before the Europeans arrived? American Indians, Native Americans. Who wrote the Declaration of Independence? Thomas Jefferson. Who is the father of our country? George Washington. Congratulations, you have approved the civic test. Now let's do the writing and reading test. Please read the following sentence. When is Columbus Day? Now please write the following sentence. Columbus Day is in October. Columbus Day is in October. Columbus Day is in October. This is the correct way to write Columbus Day is in October. Now please read the following sentence. Who was George Washington? Who was George Washington? Now please write the following sentence. Washington was the first president. Washington was the first president. Washington was the first president. This is the correct way to write Washington was the first president. Now please read the following sentence. Who was Abraham Lincoln? Now please write the following sentence. Lincoln was the president during the Civil War. Lincoln was the president during the Civil War. Lincoln was the president during the Civil War. This is the correct way to write Lincoln was the president during the Civil War. Congratulations, you have approved your writing and reading test. Now please answer to the following questions. Have you ever claimed to be a U.S. citizen in writing or any other way? What is a U.S. citizen? Okay. Have you ever registered to vote in any federal, state, or local election in the United States? What is vote? Have you ever voted in any federal, state, or local election in the United States? What is an election? Do Do you now have or do you ever had inheritance title or an order of nobility from any foreign country? Have you ever been declared legally incompetent or been confined into a mental institution? What is legally incompetent? Do you owe any overdue federal, state, or local taxes? What are taxes? Okay, have you ever not filed your federal, state, or local tax return since you become a lawful permanent resident? Have you ever called yourself a non-U.S. resident on a federal, state, or local tax return since you become a lawful permanent resident? Have you ever been a member of, involved in, or any way associated with any organization, association, fund, foundation, party, club, society, or similar group in the United States or in other location in the world? Have you ever been a member or any way associated with the Communist Party, with any other totalitarian party, with a terrorist organization? Have you ever advocated the overthrow of any government by force or violence? Have you ever persecuted any person because of race, religion, national origin, membership in a particular social group, or political opinion? Okay. Between March 23, 1933 and May 8, 1945, did you work for or associate either directly or indirectly with the Nazi government of Germany? Have you ever been involved in any way with genocide, with torture, killing or trying to kill someone, badly hurting or trying to hurt a person on purpose, forcing or trying to force someone to have any kind of sexual contact or relations, not letting someone practice his or her religion? What is religion? Were you ever a member of or did you ever serve, help, or otherwise participate in the following groups? Military unit, paramilitary unit, police unit, a self-defense unit, a vigilant unit, a rebel group, a guerrilla group, a militia. How about an insurgent organization? Were you ever a worker, volunteer, soldier, or did you ever serve in any of the following? Prison or jail, prison camp, detention facility, labor camp, any other place where people were forced to stay? Were you ever a part of any group or did you ever help any group, unit, organization to use weapons against any person or threaten to do so? Did you ever self, give, or provide weapons to any person, or help another person self, give, or provide weapons to any person? Did you ever receive any type of military, paramilitary, or weapons training? What is a weapon? Did you ever recruit, enlist, conscript, or use any person under 15 years of age to do anything to serve in or help in armed force or group? Did you ever use any person under 15 years of age to do anything that help it or support people in combat? Okay. Have you ever committed, assisted in commit, or attempt to commit a crime or offense for which you were not arrested? Have you ever been arrested, cited, or detained by any law enforcement officer for any reason? What is to be arrested? Okay. Have you ever been charged with committed, attempting to commit, or assisted in commit a crime or offense? Have you ever been convicted of a crime or offense? Have you ever been placed in an alternative sentencing or rehabilitate program? Have you ever received a suspended sentence, being placed in probation, or being paroled? Have you ever been in jail or prison? Okay, have you ever been a habitual drunkard? Have you ever been a prostitute or procured anyone for prostitution? Have you ever sold or smuggled controlled substance, illegal drugs, or narcotics? Have you ever been married to more than one person at the same time? Have you ever married someone in order to obtain immigration benefits? Have you ever helped anyone to enter or try to enter the United States illegally? Have you ever gambled illegally or received income from illegal gambling? Have you ever failed to support your dependents or to pay alimony? Have you ever made any misrepresentation to obtain any public benefit in the United States? Have you ever given any U.S. government official any information or documentation that was false, fraudulent, or misleading? Have you ever lied to any U.S. government official to gain entry or admission into the United States or to gain immigration benefit while in the United States? Have you ever been removed, excluded, or deported from the United States? Have you ever been ordered of removed, excluded, or deported from the United States? Have you ever been placed in removal, exclusion, rescission, or deportation proceedings? Are removal, exclusion, rescission, or deportation proceedings currently pending against you? Have you ever served in the U.S. Armed Forces? Are you a male who lived in the United States at any time between your 18th and 26th birthday? Do you support the Constitution and form of government of the United States? What is the Constitution? What is the form of government of the United States? Do you understand the full oath of allegiance to the United States? What is an oath of allegiance? Are you willing to take the full oath of allegiance to the United States? If the law requires it, are you willing to bear arms on behalf of the United States? Great. If the law requires it, are you willing to perform non-combat services in the U.S. Armed Forces? If the law requires it, are you willing to perform work of national importance under civilian directions? Please review all the information is correct. If everything is correct, sign and print your name. Muy bien amigos, espero que hayan podido contestar toda la entrevista. Si fue así, créanme que estás más que preparado para tu entrevista. Vayan a ver cualquiera de estos dos videos si no los han visto. Si les fue útil este video, dale like, suscríbete, ya saben, compártenlo, hagan todo lo que tengan que hacer. Mucha suerte a todos los que tengan su entrevista esta semana. Nos vemos en el próximo video, que estén muy bien. Chao.